In today's video, I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 secrets to reach your health and fitness goals. So go ahead and either save this video, like it, whatever you got to do, grab a pen and a paper, and let's get into it. So let's go. All right, so everything we're about to talk through really are just 5 things that you need to actively do and really get down before you even try to have a fitness transformation, fitness journey. Maybe you're getting back into it. And so these are the 5 secrets of things. It's not just some crazy program, supplement, pill, whatever. These are 5 things that most fitness influencers just aren't going to tell you. You know, they want you to buy their programs, they want you to follow their nutrition exactly, and they want you to do all these things so they can make money. I totally get it, and I've fallen for these things. Some of them work and some of them don't, but I want to give you the 5 things that most people just will not tell you. And so in this video, it's going to be all about that. They are active things that we need to do. And so obviously I'm not like some sort of health professional or anything like that. This is simply how I went from here to here. Those pictures are about a year apart. These are things that I implemented. Luckily, I learned a lot of this up front. I had a bunch of people around me helping me and giving me direction and guidance on this. And so these are what I feel are the 5 most important truths, secrets of things to do. Follow these things, and whether you have some sort of crazy transformation, if it's better, worse than mine, either way, I can tell you, you will see progress, and progress is different for everyone, so just know that. But now, let's get into the first one, and we will talk about that. All right, consistency versus perfection. This is the first thing that we're gonna talk about. Perfection is something that we can't attain. Consistency is. Consistency says, hey, there's mess ups allowed, there's bumps in the roads that are gonna happen, but we don't just sit in those things. We learn from them and we move on. Will we still mess up on that stuff? Guaranteed. I mean, there's not a week that goes by where either I forget to do something with my diet, or I say, hey, I'm supposed to have 8 reps, but really I was supposed to have 10. And I don't just throw the weights down, get mad, leave, throw the rice against the wall and say, I'm done with this, forget it. I learn and I move on. Perfection is something that's just not gonna happen for us. And so for me, that's one of the big things I had to learn. I like to have things down. I want to succeed in what I do. I think most of us do. We take pride in that. And so when you learn this out the gate, that the first day you mess up, you're not just completely done with fitness, with health. No, you're going to see why you messed up, what happened. Let's move on from that. Let's learn and get better. Don't make a lifestyle out of the mess ups and say, you know what, this is just where I'm gonna be anyway, so I might as well just go back to what I was doing. Don't do that. Consistency over perfection every time, and you'll be in the place that you need to be. So let's move on to point 2. All right, so the third one is all about diet.
Alan, oh my gosh, I have vacay coming up. I need to go on a diet for 3 weeks and then I can crash and then just do whatever I want to.
No, that's already the wrong way of thinking. Diet is simply what we do. It's what we eat. It's not something that we go on. If we approach it that way, then we're approaching it incorrectly, okay? It doesn't matter if your diet is chips, ice cream, McDonald's, or chicken, broccoli, and rice. A diet is simply that. It's a diet. That's what you eat. That's why when you go into the doctor's office, they say, what does your diet look like? Not, hey, you need to go on a diet. They might just say, hey, let's lower your fat. Let's lower your carbs. Let's do this. So there's keto, Atkins, if it fits your macros, all these different things. See what works for you. If you need to gain weight, it's pretty simple. Eat a little bit more, maybe 200 more calories. Make sure protein's the highest thing. Try that. If you need to lose weight, do the opposite. Maybe 200, 250 calories. Keep protein the highest thing, see how that goes. So a diet is that, and it helps your mentality. We're striving for consistency, and so that way when we do mess up on our diets, like we just talked about, it's not something that we just kill ourselves over, and that we're so upset about it that we say, you know what, forget this, I'm reverting back. That is so much of a roller coaster mentality. It's not consistent, it's not stable, and that's not what we wanna have. Relationships are with people, like Greg Doucette says, not with food. We eat food. So a diet is simply what we do, not what we go on. And so understanding that is key, and that's why we're about to talk about the third point here, and let's see what that is. Bad transition, but whatever. Listen, tell me if this sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm gonna do so much in the new year. I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna get all this stuff done. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get abs. I'm gonna get this.
3 weeks later.
They're not doing that anymore. What happens? What do they say? I just lost motivation. discipline over motivation. The discipline of doing something is a choice to do it every single day. Motivation is something that will fall out and fade away. I'm sure we've all heard this, but it is crucial to know, okay? Think about like the honeymoon stage or again, the new year, right? In the beginning, everything's fun, it's easy, it's good to go, but eventually you have to choose to do these things. You have to choose to love your boyfriend or girlfriend, your husband or wife, whatever it is. You have to choose to make sure to continue to go to the gym. So it becomes a choice at the end of the day. Am I gonna choose to do the right things to set me up for success? Or am I just going to fall away because motivation isn't there anymore? We're all going to go through droughts in everything that we do. And so we're not going to want to do things. And so it kind of gets rid of the want and goes to the choice of doing it no matter how we feel, no matter if it's been a bad day, if we've hit our water, if we've had a bad diet day, whatever it is, motivation will fade away. Discipline lasts and stands strong. So know that, get that right, and don't just see it as a motivating thing. We're always going to be motivated at the beginning, but 6 months into it, I'll guarantee that if you haven't learned the difference, you're not going to do it anymore. So that's the third one, and that is crucial to know. All of these things are known in like specific order. The last one I think is the most important, but we're not there yet. So those are the first three. Let's get into the fourth one. All right, so I'm gonna finish up my walk now, but the fourth one's all about planning and programming. This is kind of a two-parter here because first things first is you need to actually have a plan or a program, and then when you choose that, you need to stick to it, and that's the second part. Because think about this, if you were to go build a house without any sort of program, aka the house is the gym, and so you go into the house and you say, we're gonna start with the roof, and then maybe we'll go and then just start on the basement tomorrow, aka let's just go in there, maybe hit some arms, and maybe tomorrow we'll hit some calves. It just doesn't really make any sense. So what you need to do is make sure that you find something, and then when you find it, stick to it and run it through. Don't just change every 2 to 3 weeks just because your new favorite person or your friend or whatever is starting a new program. Let's see how your body reacts to this one program. Let's see what happens and go from there. Don't just change just because. You need to learn your body. You need to make sure that you're running things to its full extent. And then once you go through the full course of that, if it's time to change, if you're hitting all these plateaus, then maybe hit a deload or switch up your plan and do that. But you need to find a plan. And then once you find it, you need to stick to it and run its course. So that's the fourth one. Here comes the fifth one, the one we've all been waiting for. All right, guys. Am I interrupting you? Hang on. B marker. All right, guys, we've made it. What I feel is the most important one, and that is simply this. Health is the ultimate goal. Everything else is a byproduct, right? I do want to look a certain way. I'm doing bodybuilding right now. I want to make sure that, my heart stays healthy and all of these things, and that is the ultimate goal. Because guess what, guys? If you have big biceps and have abs, that's great, but if your heart stops beating, you are literal dead weight, and that's not what we want to. For health and fitness, there's always unknowns that can happen, genetic history, things that happen within families. However, we want to still do our part in making sure that we do what we need to do. And so if you're wanting to lose weight, if you're wanting to gain muscle, if you're wanting to run a 5K, all of these things can take a part in any of those goals, with making sure that the main thing is the main thing. We want to stay healthy. We want to make sure that we're here around for our families, for our friends, and all of this stuff. We all play a part in this world. We all have a certain role and certain things that we are here for. And so that's what we want to make sure that we're here to do, stick around and be healthy people. So all of these things were really in no specific order. Health is the ultimate goal. That would be number one. But everything else, let's review. Consistency over perfection, always. The second is that diet is what I do. It's not what I go on. Discipline over motivation, because discipline is what stays. It's the choice, not necessarily always the want. Program, when you find the program, stick to it and run that out. And obviously, really what's number one, but fifth of what we talked about today, health is the ultimate goal. Everything else is a byproduct. So I'm sure there's videos like this on there. These are the 5 things, 5 secrets that really helped me. It wasn't necessarily some influencer's program or supplementation. I will say I've done all those things, and I'm sure all that has played a part in my journey, because it has. But those aren't what I feel are the 5 secrets, and a lot of things that most people won't tell you. They want you to buy a specific program. They want you to buy a specific supplement, and this is how your goal is going to be reached. This is what helped me. It got me from point A to point B in the road I'm on now. I'm in between that B and C point. On my way, obviously, I am not the biggest person by any stretch of the means, but I did have a good transformation. I'm excited about it. I want to help other people. So If you like the video, consider liking it. Maybe even consider subscribing. We're close to 400. Hopefully we'll get to 500, and eventually we'll get to 1K, which would be sick. But if you have any other video that you want to see, videos, subjects, whatever, comment them down below. Also, comment down below, what was your favorite thing that you learned today? What do you think was the most important point? Do you agree, disagree? Any of that's cool with me. But we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next video, and I'm excited for that one. So we'll see you then, guys.